Hi guys, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. My name is Brittany if you're new here, and if you're not new, welcome back. So happy to have you back. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I think it's going to be really fun. So what I'm doing, as you can tell by the title, is I am going to be eating and exercising like Ariana Grande for 24 hours, and there is a lot of these like celebrity videos, like eating like Kylie Jenner for 24 hours, eating like Kendall Jenner. I don't really know. I think people do them with like fitness influencers as well. But basically my issue with all of that is that I am vegan. So yeah, basically most of the people are not vegan, but Ariana Grande is. So I thought that this would be cool for me to do it with Ariana. And then also along with her being vegan, I am a nutrition student, so I'm studying to become a dietitian. So I think it would be cool like to kind of have my perspective on the diet, what I think, if I think it's sustainable, and then also just calculate the nutrition at the end for my entire day, so I can look at the macros, micronutrients, all of that to see if this diet is okay, if you're getting enough protein, if you're getting enough iron, you know, everything like that. So stay tuned to the end of the video to find out all of that. But let's just get started. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the particular diet that she follows, and just kind of what I learned about it from doing my research. So what she follows is a macrobiotic diet. I'm going to be looking down at my phone because I do have like notes where I can just make sure that I'm staying on track and that I am telling you guys the information that I did find. So a macrobiotic diet, I was not familiar with this diet before, and I feel like as a dietetic student I do learn about a lot of popular eating habits, but I know this is you know, belonging to a certain culture, so it's just something that I have not come across in my education. But it's based off the ideas of Zen Buddhism. So it balances the yin and yang elements of food. So if you just Google macrobiotic diet, it will show you examples of the yin and the yang, and then the balanced version of it. So it is a very clean diet. The standard macrobiotic diet includes around 50 to 60% of your diet coming from whole grains, 25 to 30% from veggies, 5 to 10% from beans and sea vegetables such as seaweed, and 5% from soup. So like I mentioned, it is a very clean diet that does not include anything processed. You cannot eat dairy, eggs, refined sugars, meats, tropical fruits, and certain vegetables including asparagus, eggplant, spinach, tomatoes, and zucchini. That was something that I found interesting because it seems like it is a very clean diet, but yet you are kind of limited to the fruits and vegetables that you can eat, which I find that interesting. And another thing that I learned was that this diet encourages you to only eat when you're hungry, which I think that's fine, but only drink when you're thirsty, which is very controversial because typically, no matter what diet you're following or lifestyle eating habits, you're not really restricted by how much water you can drink. So I don't know, I think I'm gonna mostly focus on only eating when I'm hungry, but I don't know, I typically like to stay very hydrated, so I don't know, we're just gonna play around with that. And in addition to her eating habits, she also has a simple workout routine. She gets 12,000 steps every day, which she says that she likes to do on her treadmill when watching TV or something like that. And then she does body weight exercises, or she does like one resistance exercise for 5 sets of 30 reps. This can include reverse lunges, walking lunges, skater lunges, pike plank, Superman, or glute bridges. So I think we're just gonna get started with eating.
Alright, here's my first meal of the day. I have oatmeal. I have half a cup of oats with about 1 cup of water and just some berries. I kept it super simple just because the diet, you can't really add anything processed, and I'm not too sure about adding like cinnamon or something on top. So it's literally just super plain oatmeal with berries, but hopefully it's not too plain. So whenever I normally make my oatmeal, I include some blessed protein, and occasionally I'll include this blue agave syrup. But yeah, not always. Mostly I always do less plant protein. That is just because it gives it so much flavor. Like my oats were super plain, which is fine. I mean, I still ate them, they're still filling, but yeah, I don't know. I definitely would have preferred to have my blessed protein in there.
So in addition to the 12,000 steps, it says she likes to focus on one resistance exercise and do 5 sets of 30 reps of the exercise each day. So it says her favorite exercises are reverse lunges, walking lunges, skater lunges, pike planks, supermans, or glute bridges. So I think I'm just gonna do walking lunges today. So I'll be doing 5 sets of 30, making sure that I am doing each side. So I'm just gonna do that right now. I have like a nice area to walk down and come back, so I can do that. And I have some dumbbells here. These are just like big 10 pounds. I know they look like they're huge, but they're 10 pounds. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and start on my walking lunge. That was harder than I thought it would be. I mean, normally I pick like 4 to 5 exercises. I do 3 to 4 sets of each exercise for like 12 reps or so. But I'm feeling that already, so pretty good. I think it is fine to do workouts like this if you want to. You know, I think Ariana Grande doesn't have like so much muscle. She is like more toned, so I think definitely that helps if that's kind of the look you're going for. But anyway, I think I should go inside. I'm gonna make lunch and then go ahead and get some more steps on the treadmill, because as of right now I have 2,601 steps, so we're gonna need a lot more to hit the 12,000 step goal. Okay, now it's time to eat lunch. It's 2:32 right now. Typically I eat lunch around this time because, like I mentioned earlier, I practice intermittent fasting, so my first meal is around 11, second meal is around 2:33, and last meal is 6:45 to 7. So here's my huge salad. It's so pretty. It's huge, like huge. I was gonna have a miso soup with it, but I honestly don't think I'm gonna need it because this is so much food. And then I also have the coconut water because it says that she enjoys coconut water, and I've never tried this brand, but Sprouts didn't have any of my Harmless Harvest coconut water, so hopefully this is good. Let's try it. It's not good. Okay, this is horrible. I don't know if it's probably expired. Ugh. The date is good, but it's not good, so I'm not gonna buy that ever again. I'll probably sip on it a little bit more and then just have water with my meal. But let's try this. There's a lot here. Pretty good. And the sweet potato. You guys, I didn't think I was going to be able to finish that salad, but I did, and I am so full right now. I do not need miso soup right now. Maybe for dinner. Now that I'm all done with lunch, I'm gonna hop on the treadmill because I need a lot more steps. Right now I have 3,258 steps. That's literally just from walking around, doing a little bit of cleaning in my house and cooking. I don't know, I walked my dog, but I didn't do much. So we're gonna hop on the treadmill. I'm gonna stop when I get to 12,000 steps. So I don't know how long that's gonna take, but it's okay. I'm gonna watch something on my phone and let's get to stepping. Okay guys, so as you can see, I just finished with the treadmill, and honestly I thought in like 45 minutes I would be able to get from 3,000 something steps to 12,000, but I was very wrong. I was just walking, I wasn't running, so I guess that was my own fault for thinking that I could do that. But right now I am at 10,352 steps and I was on there for a whole hour. It's like low intensity, but still it's like for a whole hour, and you know, I don't want to be on there for longer than that, so I got off. I'm thinking I should be able to complete the last 1,700 something steps just by doing normal activities for the rest of the day, since it is still somewhat early. So I think I'm just gonna kind of relax a little bit. I'm gonna clean my room because it's a big mess. I did some cleaning earlier, but I need to clean my actual room now.
So here's my first snack of the day. It's avocado toast. So I saw a lot of Ariana Grande's Snapchats, and she did share that she was eating avocado toast quite a few times, but she keeps it pretty simple. So I literally just have mashed avocado, salt, and pepper.
Let's try it. Like I said, I use the everything but the bagel seasoning normally, and this is just salt and pepper, so it might be a little bit more plain, but it should be good. I think it's really good.
For dinner, I just have this miso soup packet, and then I'm gonna make like a poke bowl kind of thing.
Okay, so I'm just waiting for my edamame to cook. Everything else is ready, and my miso soup is ready and nice and hot, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat that now. It's actually really good. You would never know that it was dried. I wonder if some Japanese restaurants just use like packets.
Okay, my dinner is here. It looks a little bit weird, but I promise it's gonna be good. There is brown rice underneath. Okay, I'm spilling everywhere. Brown rice. We have seaweed salad for my sea vegetable. We have edamame for some plant-based protein. We have some Brussels sprouts that are roasted, some sweet potatoes from earlier, and then I'm gonna use this nori to kind of go on top to give it a little bit more flavor.
It's gonna be good, I think. I seriously couldn't eat seaweed salad every day of my life. It's so good. Here is the sweet potato. I must admit, I really do enjoy the foods that I'm eating on this diet.
I mentioned earlier, Ariana Grande's favorite fruit is blueberries, and she also likes strawberries, so I just have a big bowl of strawberries and blueberries for another one of my snacks.
Okay guys, so I'm done eating for today and I'm done exercising. I survived Ariana Grande's diet and her exercise routine, and it wasn't that bad at all, but I did put in everything I ate into MyFitnessPal so I can get an accurate, because I didn't like measure every single thing and weigh everything, but an estimated calorie count for the day, and we're going to look at nutrition and all of that. So In total, today I ate 1,871 calories. That is pretty good. I think if I wanted to eat more, I totally could have just had bigger portions of the same foods I was already eating. So I don't know, I feel full. I don't feel like I need to eat anything else or I want to eat anything else. But I could. So one thing that I did want to mention is that I feel like some of the food was kind of plain. Well, most of the food honestly was kind of plain besides the miso soup. I think that's just because there's not a lot of seasoning going on. You kind of are eating foods plain, but honestly that's fine. I think also your body will adapt to that if that's how you start eating. So let's just talk a little bit more about macros and micronutrients. So starting with macros, 60% of my diet came from carbohydrates. That was 290 grams, which is fine. I don't try to limit carbs or anything like that. 58 grams of fat I ate today, which I think it's a little bit higher than I normally eat, I feel like, but it's fine because it was healthy fats. It came from avocados and my tahini, and I'm sure there's a little bit else. But yeah, that was like the bulk of my fats. And then I got 64 grams of protein, which I think was decent. We of course do not need as much protein as is typically recommended in like the fitness community, but yeah, 64 grams is fine. And it was nice because none of it was from processed sources, so it was just like pure plant-based protein, which is nice. So now we're gonna go into the more in-depth nutrients. I know you guys can't see this, so I don't know why I showed you. But yes, so I already talked about protein, carbs, and fat. I got 63 grams of fiber, which is really good. I had 67 grams of sugar, which is fine. The sugar came from natural sources. It was not added sugar. So yeah, that's totally fine. 10 grams of saturated fat, 5 grams of polyunsaturated fat, 17 grams of monounsaturated fat, 0 grams of trans fat, 0 grams of cholesterol because it is a vegan diet. Sodium, 2,098 grams. I think that's fine. And that did include soup, but without the soup that would have not been that much sodium for the day, and like, I don't know. So I think sodium is important to get. You do not need too much sodium, but yeah, even with the soup, I did fine. And I think the miso soup had like, I don't know how much, a lot of sodium. Potassium, 4,789 grams, which is a lot of potassium. That's really good. Vitamin A, 2,266 grams, also a lot of vitamin A. Vitamin C, 844 grams. That's really good. Calcium, 395 grams, really good. And iron, 86 grams. That is pretty good. I think generally I like to eat around 100 grams of iron per day, but that's totally fine. I could increase my portions and get even more iron if I wanted to. Now let's talk about her exercise routine. So overall, I think it is good getting over 10,000 steps. She gets 12,000 steps is always really good. And her resistance training program, where she takes one exercise a day, does 5 sets of 30 reps. That is also fine. It's not my preferred way to exercise, but if that's movement that she can fit into her schedule and she enjoys, that is perfectly fine, because all movement is better than no movement. So yeah, overall, I guess we can talk about like would I recommend this diet? Okay. I think my main thing is that I find it weird that you can only drink water when you're thirsty, because I don't agree with that at all. I think you should drink water anytime you want, and once you're already thirsty, that is when you are dehydrated. So, you know, it's fine. It's controversial. This is a diet that comes from Buddhism, so although, you know, it's just not something that I fully understand, which is totally fine. It's not a diet that Ariana Grande made up for herself, you know, it's been around for a long time, and that's perfectly fine. And yeah, so that's just not something I'm used to. But also, you can't eat certain foods, like certain vegetables, like for some reason asparagus, zucchini, Can't think of the others right now, but that is not allowed. And I also find that weird. I think it is a little bit restrictive, but you know, if that works with your lifestyle and that's something that you like, if these foods are foods you enjoy consuming, all of that, go ahead, try it out, see if you like it. But at the same time, I think that having balanced diet really means that all foods fit. So I do not like to restrict myself this much. But yeah, like I said, if it's something that it's going to be a lifestyle change, just remember that if you want to eat something that doesn't, that is not okay with this diet, you can eat it. It's perfectly fine. It is healthy. Just, it's all about balance. So, I mean, I kind of get it because this is like the yin-yang balancing, but it doesn't always have to be that way. So that's basically my opinion. That's what I think about this diet. I think if you continued on, you most likely would lose weight because it is very fresh, nothing processed. I was gonna say not a lot of processed anything, but really nothing processed. So yeah, I don't know, that's just my opinion. If you guys liked this video, please give me a thumbs up down below. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I may consider doing more videos like this in the future. I don't really know, because I would want to do somebody who is vegan, just because I don't want to eat like chicken and meat and dairy and stuff like that. But if you guys know any other celebrities who are vegan and you want me to try their diet and exercise routine, give my opinion on that, I would totally love to do that. And I'll see you guys in my next video very, very soon.